Welcome to 100 Amazing Facts that will blow your mind. Get ready to embark on an incredible journey through some of the most fascinating, bizarre, and downright unbelievable truths from around the world. From the mysteries of the natural world to the quirks of human history, this video will take you on a whirlwind tour of facts that you won't soon forget. Whether you're a trivia lover or just someone who enjoys learning something new, there's something here for everyone. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into 100 amazing facts that will leave you astonished. Fact 1. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Let's kick things off with a creature that's as mysterious as it is intelligent. The octopus. Did you know that octopuses have 3 hearts? 2 of these hearts pump blood to the gills, while the third pumps it to the rest of the body. But here's the really interesting part. The heart that supplies blood to the body actually stops beating when the octopus swims. This is why these clever creatures prefer to crawl rather than swim. It conserves energy. These fascinating beings also have blue blood, thanks to a copper-rich protein called hemocyanin, which is more efficient than hemoglobin at transporting oxygen in cold and low-oxygen environments. Fact 2. Honey never spoils. Next up, let's talk about something sweet. Honey. This golden nectar isn't just delicious, it's practically immortal. Honey is the only food that doesn't spoil. Archaeologists have even found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. But what makes honey so special? It's all in the chemistry. Honey has a very low water content and a high acidity, which creates an environment where bacteria and microorganisms cannot survive. Additionally, bees add an enzyme called glucose oxidase to the nectar, which helps create hydrogen peroxide, a natural preservative. So, if you ever find an old jar of honey in your pantry, don't toss it out. It's still good. Fact 3. Bananas are berries. But strawberries aren't this. Next fact might just change the way you see your fruit salad. Believe it or not, bananas are technically berries, while strawberries are not. According to botanical definitions, a berry is a fruit produced from the ovary of a single flower, with seeds embedded in the flesh. Bananas fit this definition perfectly, as do cucumbers, kiwis, and even tomatoes. On the other hand, strawberries develop from a flower with multiple ovaries, which disqualifies them as berries. Instead, strawberries are classified as aggregate fruits because they form from a single flower with many ovaries, each producing a tiny seed on the outside. Mind blown yet? Just wait, there's more to come. Fact 4. There's enough DNA in the human body to stretch to the sun and back. Here's a fact that's out of this world, literally. If you were to take all the DNA in your body and uncoil it, it would stretch for about 93 billion miles. That's enough to go to the sun and back. Not once, not twice, but over 600 times. This incredible distance is due to the sheer amount of DNA packed into every single cell in your body. Each cell contains about 6 feet of DNA. And with trillions of cells in your body, the total length becomes astronomical. DNA is coiled so tightly within the nucleus that it fits into spaces less than a micrometer in diameter. This super compact packaging allows your body to store massive amounts of genetic information in an incredibly tiny space. Fact 5. Sharks are older than trees. Sharks are some of the oldest creatures still swimming in our oceans. But did you know that they're actually older than trees? Sharks have been around for about 400 million years, whereas the earliest trees appeared around 350 million years ago. This means sharks have survived 5 mass extinction events, including the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. Their ancient lineage makes them one of the most successful species in the history of life on Earth. The secret to their survival? Evolution. Sharks have adapted to a wide range of environments and have developed some of the most advanced sensory systems in the animal kingdom, allowing them to detect prey from miles away. Fact 6. The Eiffel Tower can grow over 6 inches during summer. Next, we're heading to Paris for a towering fact. The Eiffel Tower, one of the most iconic structures in the world, actually grows in the summer. Thanks to thermal expansion, the iron in the tower expands when it heats up, causing the entire structure to grow by as much as 6 inches. As temperatures rise, the metal expands, and the tower can gain height. Conversely, in the winter, the metal contracts, and the tower shrinks back down. This phenomenon isn't unique to the Eiffel Tower. It happens to all metal structures to some degree, but it's particularly noticeable in such a large monument. Fact 7. You're more likely to be killed by a coconut than a shark. Sharks might seem like the ultimate ocean predator, but you're actually more likely to be killed by a falling coconut than a shark. Each year, about 150 people die from being hit by falling coconuts, whereas shark attacks result in fewer than 10 fatalities annually. This surprising statistic highlights how our perceptions of danger can often be skewed by media and movies. The real danger lies not in the water but overhead, particularly if you're lounging under a coconut tree in the tropics. So next time you're on vacation, keep an eye on those coconuts. Fact 8. Hot water freezes faster than cold water. It sounds counterintuitive, but under certain conditions, hot water can freeze faster than cold water. This phenomenon is known as the Mpemba effect, named after a Tanzanian student who first observed it in 1963. Scientists are still debating the exact cause, but one theory is that hot water evaporates more quickly, reducing the volume that needs to be frozen. Another explanation involves the behavior of water molecules and the formation of hydrogen bonds. Whatever the reason, this paradoxical effect has been observed in various experiments, making it one of the most intriguing mysteries in physics. Fact 9. A day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. Venus is often called Earth's sister planet, but it's a world of extremes. One of the most surprising facts about Venus is that a single day on the planet is longer than a year. Venus has an extremely slow rotation, taking about 243 Earth days to complete one full spin on its axis. However, it takes only about 225 Earth days for Venus to complete one orbit around the Sun. This means that a day on Venus, one full rotation, is longer than a Venusian year, one full orbit around the Sun. If you were standing on Venus, you'd see the sun rise and set only once during the entire Venusian year. Fact 10. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Australia is home to some of the world's most unique animals, but wombats might just take the cake for the strangest fact yet. These adorable marsupials produce poop that is cube-shaped. Wombats have incredibly long and slow digestive processes, taking up to 14 days to digest their food. This slow digestion allows for maximum absorption of nutrients, but it also means their poop is very dry and firm. As the poop passes through the intestines, it forms into distinct cubes, which helps it stack neatly in piles. Wombats use these piles to mark their territory, and the cube shape prevents the poop from rolling away. Fact 11. Butterflies taste with their feet. Butterflies are not just beautiful, they're also fascinating in how they experience the world. Did you know that butterflies taste with their feet? When a butterfly lands on a plant, sensors on its feet, known as chemoreceptors, detect the chemical composition of the plant. This allows the butterfly to determine whether the plant is suitable for laying eggs or for feeding. If the plant passes the taste test, the butterfly may decide to stick around and lay its eggs there. This unique adaptation is crucial for their survival, as it helps ensure that their larvae will have the right food source when they hatch. Fact 12. A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Flamingos are known for their vibrant pink color and graceful synchronized movements. But did you know that a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance? It's a fitting name for such a striking bird. Flamingos get their pink color from the carotenoid pigments in their diet, which comes from algae and crustaceans. These social birds often live in large colonies, and their synchronized behaviors, like group preening and marching, are not only visually stunning, but also serve important social functions within the group. The term flamboyance perfectly captures the flashy and extravagant appearance of these beautiful birds. Fact 13. The shortest war in history lasted 38 minutes. Wars often drag on for years or even decades, but the shortest war in history lasted just 38 minutes. This was the Anglo-Zanzibar War, fought on August 27, 1896, between the United Kingdom and the Sultanate of Zanzibar. The conflict was triggered when Sultan Khalid bin Bargash refused to step down after the death of his predecessor. The British, who had considerable influence in the region, issued an ultimatum, but the Sultan ignored it. At 9:02 a.m., the British launched an attack, and by 9:40 a.m., the Sultan's forces had surrendered. The war was over almost as soon as it began, leaving around 500 casualties on the Zanzibar side and one wounded British sailor. Fact 14. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. Sloths are famous for their slow movements, but here's something you might not know. They can hold their breath longer than dolphins. While dolphins can hold their breath for about 10 minutes, sloths can hold theirs for up to 40 minutes. This incredible ability is due to the sloth's slow metabolism, which reduces the need for oxygen. Sloths are also excellent swimmers, and this breath-holding ability comes in handy when they need to cross rivers or escape predators. So while they may seem lazy on land, in the water, sloths reveal a surprising and unique skill. Fact 15. The Great Wall of China is not visible from space. You've probably heard the popular myth that the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from space. However, this isn't true. While the Great Wall is incredibly long, it's also very narrow and made from materials that blend into the natural landscape. Astronauts have confirmed that the wall is not visible to the naked eye from low Earth orbit. In fact, many other man-made structures like city lights, highways, and even airports are more visible from space than the Great Wall. The myth likely persists because the wall's length is so impressive, over 13,000 miles. Fact 16. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. Look up at the night sky and you might see thousands of stars, but the true number is almost incomprehensible. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the Earth's beaches. Scientists estimate there are around 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. That adds up to roughly 10 circumflex 24 stars, or a septillion stars. To put that in perspective, if you were to count all the grains of sand on every beach on Earth, you'd still come up short compared to the number of stars. This mind-boggling fact really puts into perspective just how vast our universe truly is. Fact 17. The human nose can detect trillions of scents. Our sense of smell is more powerful than we often realize. Recent studies suggest that the human nose can detect over 1 trillion different scents. This incredible ability comes from the roughly 400 olfactory receptors in our noses, which can combine in various ways to create a vast array of smells. Interestingly, scent is also closely linked to memory, which is why certain smells can instantly transport us back to a specific moment in time. This vast olfactory capacity helps us navigate the world, from detecting dangers like smoke or spoiled food, to enjoying the aroma of flowers and fresh-baked bread. Fact 18. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws. Here's a feline fact that might surprise you. Cats have fewer toes on their back paws than on their front paws. Most cats have 5 toes on each of their front paws, but only 4 on each of their back paws, for a total of 18 toes. This unique trait is thought to help with balance and movement. The extra toes on the front paws provide more traction and help cats grip surfaces, while the fewer toes on the back make them more efficient jumpers and runners. This asymmetry is just one of the many fascinating adaptations that make cats such skilled hunters and graceful animals. Fact 19. The longest word in the English language. The English language is full of long and complicated words, but do you know the longest one? It's pneumon-ultra-microscopic silicov ulcanoconiosis, a 45-letter word that refers to a type of lung disease caused by inhaling very fine silicate or quartz dust. This word is often cited as the longest in major dictionaries, and it was actually coined to serve as a curiosity. While it's unlikely you'll ever need to use it in everyday conversation, it's a fun challenge to try and pronounce. Despite its length, the word is still a valid entry in Scrabble, though good luck finding a board big enough to play it. Fact 20. A blue whale's heart is the size of a car. Blue whales are the largest animals ever to have lived on Earth, and everything about them is massive, including their hearts. A blue whale's heart can weigh as much as 1,300 pounds, 590 kilograms, and is roughly the size of a small car. This enormous heart pumps around 60 gallons, 230 liters, of blood with each beat, and the whale's arteries are so large that a human could theoretically crawl through them. Despite their size, blue whales are gentle giants, feeding primarily on tiny krill. Their immense hearts are just one part of what makes these creatures so awe-inspiring. Fact 21. The hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. The Earth has seen some extreme temperatures, but the hottest temperature ever recorded on the planet was 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius, in Furnace Creek Ranch, Death Valley, California, on July 10, 1913. Death Valley is one of the hottest places on Earth due to its low elevation and the surrounding mountains that trap heat. This record-breaking temperature stands as a testament to the extreme conditions that can occur in Earth's deserts. Despite these scorching temperatures, Death Valley is home to a surprising variety of life, including plants, animals, and even human settlements. Fact 22. Cows have best friends. Cows are often seen as simple farm animals, but they have complex social lives that might surprise you. Research has shown that cows form close bonds with specific individuals in their herd, and these best friends spend a lot of time together. When separated from their best friends, cows can become stressed and exhibit signs of anxiety. This social bonding is similar to what we see in other intelligent animals, like elephants and dolphins. Understanding the social dynamics of cows can help improve their welfare in farming environments, ensuring they lead happier, healthier lives. Fact 23. The largest snowflake ever recorded. Snowflakes are delicate and intricate, but did you know that the largest snowflake ever recorded was 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick? This colossal snowflake was observed in Fort Keogh, Montana, during a snowstorm in January 1887. While most snowflakes are much smaller, typically around 0.1 to 0.2 inches in diameter, this giant flake was an extraordinary example of how nature can sometimes create extremes. The size of snowflakes depends on various factors, including temperature and humidity, but one this large is truly a rare phenomenon. Fact 24. You share 60% of your DNA with bananas. Humans might seem worlds apart from bananas, but at the genetic level, we share about 60% of our DNA with this fruit. This surprising fact highlights the common genetic building blocks shared by all living organisms. While this doesn't mean we're part banana, it does show that many of the basic biological processes, such as cell structure and function, are remarkably similar across different forms of life. This shared DNA is a testament to the interconnectedness of life on Earth and how all living things are part of the same evolutionary tree. Fact 25. The world's oldest piece of chewing gum. Chewing gum has been a favorite pastime for centuries, but the world's oldest piece of chewing gum is over 9,000 years old. Archaeologists discovered this ancient gum in Finland, and it was made from birch bark tar, which was used by prehistoric people for its antiseptic properties. The gum even contained teeth marks, giving us a direct connection to the person who chewed it thousands of years ago. This discovery provides insight into the daily lives of ancient humans and shows that some habits, like chewing gum, have been around for a very long time. Fact 26. The shortest commercial flight in the world. The shortest commercial flight in the world is between two islands in Scotland's Orkney Islands, Westray and Papa Westray. The flight covers a distance of just 1.7 miles and takes only about 90 seconds. Operated by Loganair, this tiny hop is a vital link for residents of the islands, providing quick access to essential services. Despite its brevity, the flight is a unique experience for passengers and a reminder of how air travel can connect even the most remote parts of the world. Fact 27. The Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. The Mona Lisa is one of the most famous paintings in the world. But have you ever noticed that she has no eyebrows? This isn't because Leonardo da Vinci forgot to paint them. It's believed that over time, the eyebrows have simply faded or been removed during cleaning. In da Vinci's time, it was fashionable for women to pluck or shave their eyebrows, so it's also possible that the Mona Lisa's lack of eyebrows was intentional. Whatever the reason, this detail adds to the enigmatic quality of the painting, which continues to captivate viewers more than 500 years after it was created. Fact 28. Sea otters hold hands while sleeping. Sea otters are some of the most adorable animals in the ocean, and their behavior is just as cute. Sea otters hold hands while sleeping to prevent drifting apart. This behavior is known as a rafting, and it helps keep groups of otters together while they rest. Sea otters also wrap themselves in kelp to anchor themselves in place. These social animals form strong bonds with each other, and rafting is just one way they maintain those connections. It's also a heartwarming reminder of the importance of community and togetherness, even in the animal kingdom. Fact 29. The longest hiccuping spree. Hiccups can be annoying, but imagine having them for years. Charles Osborne holds the record for the longest hiccuping spree, which lasted for 68 years. Osborne started hiccuping in 1922 while attempting to weigh a hog before slaughtering it. The hiccups continued until 1990, during which time he was estimated to have hiccuped around 430 million times. Despite trying various remedies, Osborne's hiccups only stopped a year before his death. This bizarre and unfortunate condition remains one of the strangest medical mysteries ever recorded. Fact 30. Koalas sleep up to 22 hours a day. Koalas are known for their sleepy demeanor, and for good reason. They can sleep up to 22 hours a day. These Australian marsupials have a diet that consists mainly of eucalyptus leaves, which are low in nutrients and take a long time to digest. To conserve energy, koalas spend most of their time resting. When they're not sleeping, they're usually eating or climbing trees. This laid-back lifestyle makes koalas some of the sleepiest animals on the planet, but it also helps them survive in their specialized ecological niche. Fact 31. There are more bacteria in your mouth than people on Earth. Our mouths are teeming with life, specifically bacteria. In fact, there are more bacteria in your mouth than there are people on Earth. The human mouth is home to around 700 different species of bacteria, with billions of individual bacteria living on your teeth, gums, and tongue. While some bacteria are harmful, leading to tooth decay and gum disease, many are beneficial and play a crucial role in maintaining oral health. This microbial ecosystem is a reminder of the complex and interconnected nature of our bodies and the microscopic world we live in. Fact 32. The world's deepest postbox. Sending a letter underwater might sound impossible, but in Japan, you can do just that. The world's deepest postbox is located 33 feet, 10 meters, underwater in Susami Bay, Japan. This unique postbox was installed as a tourist attraction, and it's fully functional. Divers can write waterproof postcards and post them in the box, where they're collected and sent to their destinations. Since its installation in 1999, the underwater postbox has received tens of thousands of letters, making it a popular attraction for divers and tourists alike. Fact 33. Dolphins have names for each other. Dolphins are highly intelligent animals with complex social structures, and one of the most fascinating aspects of their communication is that they have names for each other. Dolphins use unique whistles to identify and call out to one another, much like how we use names. These signature whistles are developed by each dolphin and are used throughout their lives to maintain social bonds and coordinate activities. This sophisticated form of communication is just one of the many ways dolphins demonstrate their intelligence and social awareness. Fact 34. The smallest bone in the human body. The human body is full of wonders, and one of them is the tiniest bone located in your ear. The smallest bone in the human body is the stapes, also known as the stirrup bone, which is part of the middle ear. The stapes is only about 0.1 inches, 2.5 mm, long, and weighs just a few milligrams. Despite its small size, it plays a crucial role in our ability to hear by transmitting sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. This tiny bone is a testament to the intricate design of the human body and its ability to perform complex functions. Fact 35. The first vending machine dispensed holy water. Vending machines are a common sight today, dispensing everything from snacks to electronics. But the first vending machine had a more spiritual purpose. It dispensed holy water. Invented by Hero of Alexandria in the 1st century AD, this ancient vending machine worked by accepting a coin, which would trigger a lever to release a small amount of holy water. This device was used in temples to ensure that worshippers received a fair share of the water for their rituals. Hero's invention is a fascinating example of how technology has evolved over the centuries to meet various needs. Fact 36. A leap year occurs every 4 years. Leap years are a regular part of our calendar, but do you know why they occur every 4 years? The reason is that a year is not exactly 365 days. It's about 365.25 days. To account for this extra quarter of a day each year, we add an extra day, February 29th, every 4 years. This keeps our calendar in alignment with the Earth's orbit around the Sun. Without leap years, our calendar would gradually drift out of sync with the seasons, leading to confusion over time. By adding a leap day, we ensure that our calendar remains accurate and consistent. Fact 37. The world's largest desert is not hot. When you think of deserts, you probably picture hot, sandy landscapes, but the world's largest desert is actually cold: Antarctica. Deserts are defined by their lack of precipitation, not temperature, and Antarctica receives very little moisture, making it the driest continent on Earth. With an area of about 5.5 million square miles, 14.2 million square kilometers, Antarctica is the largest desert in the world, followed by the Arctic and the Sahara. Despite its harsh conditions, Antarctica is home to a variety of life, including penguins, seals, and hardy plants that have adapted to the extreme environment. Fact 38. Elephants can hear with their feet. Elephants are known for their large ears, but did you know they can also hear with their feet? Elephants can detect vibrations in the ground through sensitive cells in their feet. These vibrations, often caused by other elephants' movements or distant sounds, travel through the ground and are picked up by the elephant's feet, allowing them to sense danger or communicate over long distances. This ability is especially useful in detecting the approach of predators or other threats. The combination of their keen sense of hearing and their ability to detect vibrations makes elephants incredibly attuned to their environment. Fact 39. The world's oldest hotel has been operating since 705 AD. The world's oldest hotel, Nishiyama Onsen Keiyunkan, has been in operation since 705 AD. Located in Yamanashi Prefecture, Japan, this hot spring hotel has been run by the same family for over 50 generations. Despite its age, the hotel continues to welcome guests, offering a unique blend of history and relaxation. The secret to its longevity is its commitment to preserving tradition while adapting to modern needs. Visitors can enjoy the natural hot springs that have attracted guests for over a millennium, making it a living piece of history that continues to thrive in the present day. Fact 40. Your nose can remember 50,000 different scents. The human nose is an incredible organ capable of distinguishing and remembering around 50,000 different scents. This olfactory prowess is possible because our noses contain about 400 types of scent receptors, which work together to identify a vast array of odors. While some animals, like dogs, have even more sensitive noses, the human sense of smell is still remarkably powerful and plays a key role in our experiences of taste, memory, and emotion. From the smell of fresh bread to the scent of rain, our noses help us connect with the world in ways we often take for granted. Fact 41. The shortest route between two continents is only 2.4 miles. The shortest route between two continents is a mere 2.4 miles, 3.8 kilometers, across the Bering Strait, separating Asia and North America. At its narrowest point, the strait lies between Russia's Chukotka Peninsula and Alaska's Seward Peninsula. During the last ice age, this area was part of a land bridge known as Beringia, which allowed humans and animals to migrate between the continents. Today, the Bering Strait is a vital connection between the two continents, and in winter, when the water freezes over, it's theoretically possible to walk from one continent to the other, though it would be an extremely challenging journey. Fact 42. Sharks can detect a drop of blood from a mile away. Sharks are often portrayed as fearsome predators, and their sense of smell is one reason why. Sharks can detect a single drop of blood in the ocean from up to a mile away. This incredible ability is due to their highly developed olfactory system, which allows them to pick up on the scent of blood and other substances in the water. This keen sense of smell helps sharks locate prey over long distances and is one of the reasons they are such efficient hunters. However, it's important to remember that sharks are not mindless predators. They play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems. Fact 43. Jellyfish are 95% water. Jellyfish are some of the most mysterious creatures in the ocean, and one of the most surprising things about them is that they are made up of 95% water. Their bodies are so delicate that they can be easily damaged by waves or currents. Despite their simple structure, jellyfish have been around for over 500 million years, making them one of the oldest living organisms on Earth. They lack brains, hearts, and bones, yet they have adapted to survive in a variety of marine environments, from shallow coastal waters to the deep sea. Their watery composition and resilience make jellyfish truly remarkable animals. Fact 44. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was a bone-chilling -128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, -89.2 degrees Celsius, at the Soviet Union's Vostok Station in Antarctica on July 21, 1983. This extreme cold is due to Antarctica's high elevation, clear skies, and lack of sunlight during the winter months. At these temperatures, exposed skin can freeze in just a few minutes, and survival becomes incredibly challenging. Despite these harsh conditions, scientists continue to work in Antarctica, studying the continent's unique environment and its impact on global climate patterns. Fact 45. The Sun makes up 99.86% of the solar system's mass. The Sun is not only the most massive object in our solar system, but it also makes up a staggering 99.86% of the total mass. This means that all the planets, moons, asteroids, and comets combined only account for a mere 0.14% of the solar system's mass. The Sun's immense gravity holds everything in orbit, from tiny Mercury to distant Neptune. Its mass is so vast because it is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, the lightest elements in the universe, which fuse together to produce the energy that powers our solar system. Fact 46. A snail can sleep for up to 3 years. Snails are known for their slow pace, but did you know they can also take incredibly long naps? Some species of snails can sleep for up to 3 years. This hibernation-like state, known as estivation, occurs when conditions become too harsh, such as during droughts or extreme cold. During estivation, the snail seals itself in its shell with a layer of mucus to conserve moisture and energy. This ability to hibernate for extended periods helps snails survive in challenging environments and is a fascinating example of how animals adapt to their surroundings. Fact 47. The world's largest living structure is the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef, located off the coast of Australia, is the world's largest living structure, stretching over 1,400 miles, 2,300 kilometers. This massive coral reef system is made up of billions of tiny organisms known as coral polyps. The reef is so large that it can be seen from space and is home to an incredible diversity of marine life, including over 1,500 species of fish, 411 species of hard coral, and 134 species of sharks and rays. Unfortunately, the reef is under threat from climate change, pollution, and other human activities, making its conservation more important than ever. Fact 48. The Empire State Building has its own zip code. The Empire State Building is not only an iconic landmark in New York City, but it also has its own zip code, 10118. The building's immense size and the large number of businesses and offices housed within it led the United States Postal Service to assign it its own postal code in 1980. With over 100 floors and thousands of occupants, the Empire State Building functions almost like a small city, requiring a unique zip code to manage the vast amount of mail and deliveries it receives daily. This fact highlights the building's status as a symbol of American innovation and architectural prowess. Fact 49. Koalas have fingerprints, almost identical to humans. Koalas are adorable marsupials native to Australia, and one of their most surprising features is their fingerprints, which are almost identical to those of humans. In fact, koala fingerprints are so similar to human fingerprints that they can even confuse forensic experts. The ridges, loops, and whorls found on koala fingers are nearly indistinguishable from those on human fingers, making them a fascinating case of convergent evolution. Scientists believe that koalas developed these fingerprints to help them grasp and climb trees, where they spend most of their lives eating eucalyptus leaves. Fact 50. The world's largest volcano is underwater. The world's largest volcano is not Mount Everest or any land-based mountain, but is actually underwater. Mauna Loa, located in Hawaii, is the largest active volcano on Earth, and most of it lies beneath the ocean surface. When measured from its base on the ocean floor, Mauna Loa is over 30,000 feet, 9,144 meters, tall, making it taller than Mount Everest. The underwater portion of the volcano is so massive that it causes the ocean floor to sag under its weight. Mauna Loa is a powerful reminder of the dynamic forces shaping our planet, both above and below the water. Fact 51. The inventor of the Pringles can is buried in one. Fred Bauer, the inventor of the iconic Pringles can, was so proud of his creation that he requested to be buried in one. When he passed away in 2008, his family honored his wish by placing some of his ashes in a Pringles can and burying it with him. This unusual request reflects Bauer's deep connection to his invention, which revolutionized the way snacks are packaged and stored. The Pringles can, with its unique design, remains a testament to Bauer's legacy in the world of food packaging. Fact 52. The moon is moving away from Earth. The moon is gradually moving away from Earth at a rate of about 1.5 inches, 3.8 centimeters per year. This is caused by tidal forces between the Earth and the Moon, which transfer energy and cause the Moon's orbit to slowly expand. Over millions of years, this movement has had a significant impact on the length of days on Earth, and it will continue to do so in the future. Although the effect is slow, the eventual consequences could be dramatic, including changes in Earth's rotation and the stability of its climate. Fact 53. The Sahara Desert was once a lush green oasis. Today, the Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert in the world, but it wasn't always this way. Around 10,000 years ago, the Sahara was a lush green oasis filled with lakes, rivers, and rich vegetation. This period, known as the African Humid Period, was caused by changes in the Earth's orbit, which brought more rain to the region. Evidence of this Green Sahara includes ancient rock paintings depicting animals like giraffes and elephants, as well as fossilized remains of aquatic life. The Sahara's transformation into a desert is a powerful reminder of the Earth's dynamic climate history. Fact 54. Tardigrades can survive in space. Tardigrades, also known as water bears, are microscopic creatures that can survive some of the harshest environments known to science, including the vacuum of space. In 2007, researchers sent tardigrades into low Earth orbit on a spacecraft, and many of them survived exposure to space without any protection. Tardigrades can withstand extreme temperatures, radiation, and even the vacuum of space by entering a state called cryptobiosis, where they essentially dry out and put their metabolism on pause. This incredible resilience has made tardigrades the focus of scientific research into the possibilities of life in extreme environments. Fact 55. The first computer virus was created. In 1983, the first computer virus, known as Elk Cloner, was created in 1983 by a 15-year-old high school student named Richard Skrenta. It was a boot sector virus that spread via floppy disks and displayed a poem on the infected computer's screen every 50th boot. Although Elk Cloner was relatively harmless, it marked the beginning of a new era in cybersecurity, highlighting the potential for computer programs to be used maliciously. Since then, viruses have become far more sophisticated, leading to the development of entire industries focused on cybersecurity. The creation of Elk Cloner is a reminder of how far technology has come and the ongoing challenges in keeping our digital world safe. It's also a fascinating look at how one teenager's prank led to the development of one of the most significant issues in modern computing. Fact 56. There are more possible chess moves than atoms in the universe. The game of chess, with its 64 squares and 32 pieces, offers a mind-boggling number of possible moves, more than the number of atoms in the observable universe. After just a few moves, the number of possible positions exceeds the number of atoms, estimated to be around 10 circumflex 80. This complexity is why chess remains one of the most challenging and deeply strategic games, where even the most advanced computers struggle to calculate every possible outcome. Fact 57. A human could swim through a blue whale's arteries. The blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, has arteries so large that a human could theoretically swim through them. These massive arteries are necessary to pump blood through the blue whale's enormous body, which can grow up to 100 feet long and weigh as much as 200 tons. The heart of a blue whale can weigh as much as a small car, and it pumps blood through these giant arteries to reach all parts of the whale's body. Fact 58. The world's quietest room is in Minnesota. The quietest place on Earth is an anechoic chamber at Orfield Laboratories in Minnesota. This room is so silent that the background noise measures minus 9.4 decibels, a level below the threshold of human hearing. The room is designed to absorb 99.99% of sound, making it an ideal place for testing audio equipment. However, most people find the silence overwhelming, and the longest anyone has managed to stay inside is about 45 minutes. In this room, you can hear your own heartbeat and even the sound of your blood flowing. Fact 59. A single strand of hair can hold up to 3 ounces of weight. Human hair is composed primarily of keratin, a protein that forms strong rope-like chains. Each strand of hair is made up of 3 layers: the medulla, inner layer, cortex, middle layer, and cuticle, outer layer. The cortex, which contains tightly packed keratin proteins, gives hair its strength and flexibility. Research shows that a single strand of hair can bear a weight of up to 3 ounces without breaking. To put this in perspective, a full head of hair with around 100,000 to 150,000 strands could potentially support the weight of up to 12 tons, about the weight of 2 adult elephants. This strength is why hair has been used in various applications throughout history, such as in ropes and bows for musical instruments. Fact 60. An astronaut's height can increase by up to 2 inches while in space due to the lack of gravity. The absence of gravity in space means that there is no downward force compressing the spine, allowing the intervertebral discs between the vertebrae to expand. This expansion leads to an elongation of the spinal column, and astronauts can grow up to 2 inches taller while in space. However, this change is temporary. Once they return to Earth's gravity, their spines compress back to their original height. Prolonged exposure to microgravity can cause back pain and other issues because the muscles that support the spine weaken, so astronauts undergo rigorous exercise routines in space to maintain their muscle strength. Fact 61. A single bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. Lightning is a powerful natural phenomenon that occurs when there is an electrical discharge between clouds or between a cloud and the ground. A typical lightning bolt can carry up to 1 billion joules of energy, enough to power a 100-watt light bulb for more than 3 months, or toast about 100,000 slices of bread. The temperature of a lightning bolt can reach around 30,000 Kelvin, 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. This immense energy is produced by the rapid movement of electrons between different charged areas in a thunderstorm. Fact 62. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backward. Hummingbirds are exceptional flyers, capable of hovering in place, flying upside down, and moving backward. This agility is due to their unique ball and socket shoulder joints, which allow their wings to rotate 180 degrees in all directions. Their rapid wing beats, up to 80 times per second, create lift on both the upstroke and downstroke, enabling them to maneuver with precision. This adaptation helps them feed on nectar from flowers in midair. Fact 63. The axolotl can regenerate its limbs, heart, and even parts of its brain. The axolotl, a unique salamander native to Mexico, possesses extraordinary regenerative abilities. It can regrow entire limbs, parts of its heart, spinal cord, and even brain tissue without forming scar tissue. Researchers are studying axolotls to understand the mechanisms behind their regeneration, hoping to apply this knowledge to human medicine for treating injuries and degenerative diseases. Fact 64. There's a species of jellyfish that is considered immortal. The Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, has a unique ability to revert to its polyp stage after reaching maturity. This process, called transdifferentiation, allows the jellyfish to transform its adult cells back into a juvenile state. This cycle can theoretically continue indefinitely, making the jellyfish biologically immortal. While it can still die from disease or predation, this jellyfish represents one of nature's most fascinating examples of cellular regeneration and survival. Fact 65. The hashtag symbol is technically called an octothorpe. Now commonly known as a hashtag due to its use on social media, is technically called an octothorpe. The term octo refers to its 8 points, while thorpe was supposedly added humorously by telephone engineers in the 1960s. The origins of thorpe are less clear, but some suggest it might be a reference to Olympian Jim Thorpe, or an Old English word for village. Regardless, the symbol has found new life in the digital age as a way to categorize content and make it searchable online. Fact 66. The first oranges weren't orange, they were green. Oranges originally came from Southeast Asia, where they were initially cultivated thousands of years ago. The earliest oranges were likely a hybrid of pomelo and mandarin, and were green in color. Even today, oranges grown in tropical regions, like Thailand and Vietnam, remain green when ripe due to the warm climate that prevents the breakdown of chlorophyll. The orange color we associate with the fruit often develops only when they are grown in cooler climates or artificially ripened using chemicals. Fact 67. Venus is the only planet in the solar system that rotates clockwise. While most planets in the solar system rotate counterclockwise when viewed from above their north poles, Venus rotates in the opposite direction, a phenomenon known as retrograde rotation. Scientists believe this unusual rotation could be due to a massive collision with another celestial body early in its history, which may have flipped its axis. Another theory suggests that the dense atmosphere of Venus, which is mostly carbon dioxide with clouds of sulfuric acid, could have slowed its rotation over billions of years and eventually reversed it. As a result, on Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, opposite to Earth. Fact 68. Humans are the only animals that blush. Blushing is a unique human reaction that occurs when adrenaline, released during moments of stress or embarrassment, triggers the dilation of blood vessels in the face. This process causes more blood to flow to the surface of the skin, creating the characteristic red or pink tint. Charles Darwin, the father of evolutionary theory, was fascinated by blushing, calling it the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. Some researchers believe that blushing is a nonverbal form of communication that evolved to signal remorse or a need for social connection, promoting cooperation and empathy among humans. Fact 69. The Guinness World Record for the most tattoos on a single person is held by Lucky Diamond Rich, who has tattoos covering 100% of his body. Lucky Diamond Rich, a New Zealander-born Gregory Paul McLaren, holds the record for being the world's most tattooed person. Over the course of more than 1,000 hours, he covered every inch of his body in tattoos, including the inside of his eyelids, mouth, and ears. His tattoos include a wide variety of designs, and he even went so far as to tattoo over his original tattoos with new ones in different colors. Lucky Diamond Rich's dedication to body art has made him a celebrated figure in the tattoo community, and he continues to add to his collection, even tattooing over black ink with white, and then re-inking again with color. Fact 70. Male seahorses give birth. In a unique role reversal, male seahorses are the ones who become pregnant and give birth. Female seahorses transfer their eggs into the male's brood pouch, where he fertilizes and carries them until they hatch. The male provides nutrients, oxygen, and protection, ensuring the survival of the offspring. This unusual reproductive strategy allows for high parental investment and has fascinated scientists for years. Fact 71. An adult human body is made up of approximately 7 octillion atoms. The human body is composed of a staggering number of atoms, around 7 octillion, that's 7 followed by 27 zeros. These atoms combine to form molecules, cells, tissues, and organs. Most of the atoms in the human body are hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon, the building blocks of life. Hydrogen atoms, which make up about 62% of all atoms in the body, were created during the Big Bang over 13.8 billion years ago, meaning the atoms in your body are ancient, formed from the remnants of stars that existed long before our solar system came into being. Fact 72. It takes light only 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. Light travels at an astonishing speed of about 186,282 miles per second, 299,792 kilometers per second. The average distance between the Earth and the Sun is about 93 million miles, 150 million kilometers. At this speed, light takes approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us from the Sun. This means that when we look at the Sun, we are actually seeing it as it was over 8 minutes ago. This delay also applies to the light from distant stars and galaxies, allowing us to look back in time as we observe the cosmos. Fact 73. Oxford University is older than the Aztec Empire. The University of Oxford, in England, is considered the oldest university in the English-speaking world, with evidence of teaching as far back as 1096. Meanwhile, the Aztec Empire, located in what is now Mexico, began to form around 1428, with the establishment of the Triple Alliance among the cities of Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tlacopan. This means that Oxford was already over 300 years old by the time the Aztec Empire emerged, highlighting the relative youth of some ancient civilizations compared to institutions still in existence today. Fact 74. Scotland's national animal is the unicorn. The unicorn, a mythical creature often depicted as a horse with a single spiraling horn, has been Scotland's national animal since the 12th century. The unicorn was chosen because it symbolizes purity, strength, and bravery, traits that were admired by the Scottish royals. In Celtic mythology, the unicorn is also associated with healing powers and is considered a symbol of innocence and chivalry. Unicorns have appeared in Scottish heraldry for centuries and are featured in the royal coat of arms of Scotland, reflecting the nation's rich history of legends and folklore. Fact: 75. The longest living insect is the termite queen, which can live for up to 50 years. Termite queens are among the longest-lived insects on Earth. In optimal conditions, a termite queen can live for 25 to 50 years, continuously producing eggs throughout her life. The queen's longevity is attributed to her unique biological makeup, which allows her to produce an extraordinary number of offspring, sometimes up to 30,000 eggs per day. The queen's extended lifespan ensures the continuity and growth of the colony, which relies heavily on her reproductive capacity. Researchers study termite queens to understand aging and reproduction, as their longevity defies the typical short lifespan of most insects. Fact: 76. The original name for the search engine Google was Backrub. Google, one of the world's most widely used search engines, was originally called Backrub when it was first developed by Larry Page and Sergey Brin in 1996. The name was chosen because the search engine's algorithm relied heavily on analyzing backlinks to determine the importance of a web page. However, the name was later changed to Google, a play on the word Google, which is a mathematical term for the number 1 followed by 100 zeros, signifying the vast amount of information the search engine was designed to process. Fact: 77. A bolt of lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. A typical lightning bolt can reach temperatures of around 30,000 Kelvin, 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, which is around 5,500 Kelvin, 9,932 degrees Fahrenheit. Lightning is a sudden electrostatic discharge that occurs during a thunderstorm. The intense heat generated by the lightning causes the surrounding air to expand rapidly, creating a shock wave that we hear as thunder. The high temperatures can cause immediate ignition of combustible materials and even fuse sand into glass known as fulgurite when lightning strikes the ground. Fact: 78. Your nose and ears never stop growing. Unlike most parts of the body that stop growing after puberty, the human nose and ears continue to grow throughout a person's life. This growth is due to changes in the skin and cartilage, which tend to lose elasticity and sag over time. The cartilage also continues to grow slowly as we age. Additionally, gravity causes these features to elongate gradually. This continual growth means that older people often have noticeably larger noses and ears compared to their younger selves, a phenomenon often observed across different cultures and populations. Fact: 79. The smell of fresh-cut grass is actually a plant distress signal. When grass is cut, it releases a group of chemicals known as greenleaf volatiles, GLVs, which are responsible for the distinctive smell. These chemicals are essentially a plant's distress signal, released in response to damage. The release of GLVs serves several purposes. They can help other parts of the plant begin the healing process, act as a warning to nearby plants to prepare for possible damage, and attract beneficial insects that prey on herbivores. So that fresh-cut grass smell we associate with a nice day outdoors is actually a cry for help from the plant world. Fact: 80. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from more than 2 miles away. A blue whale's heart is incredibly powerful, producing a sound that can be heard from more than 2 miles, 3.2 kilometers, away. Blue whales have very slow heart rates compared to humans, averaging about 4 to 8 beats per minute. During deep dives, their heart rate can slow even further to just 2 beats per minute to conserve oxygen. When the whale resurfaces to breathe, its heart rate can increase to 25-37 beats per minute. This unique adaptation allows the blue whale to thrive in the ocean's depths, where oxygen is scarce and pressures are immense. Fact: 81. Apples float in water because they are 25% air. Apples are less dense than water, making them buoyant and able to float. About 25% of an apple's volume is made up of air, which is stored in tiny pockets throughout the fruit. This air content also contributes to the apple's crisp texture when you bite into it. This floating property of apples is famously demonstrated in the game Bobbing for Apples, where players try to grab floating apples with their teeth. The air pockets also help apples survive falls from trees without bruising too easily. Fact: 82. Octopuses have 9 brains, 1 central brain and 1 in each arm. Octopuses are incredibly intelligent creatures, partly because of their unique nervous system. They have a central brain that controls their main functions and a smaller independent cluster of neurons, sometimes referred to as mini-brains, in each of their 8 arms. These mini-brains allow the arms to function semi-independently, coordinating movements, manipulating objects, and even responding to stimuli without input from the central brain. This decentralized nervous system allows octopuses to perform complex tasks, such as opening jars, solving puzzles, and escaping from enclosures, showcasing their impressive problem-solving skills and adaptability. Fact: 83. Pineapples take about 2 years to grow. Pineapples are a slow-growing tropical fruit that can take up to 2 years to mature, from planting to harvest. The plant produces a single fruit per growth cycle, and it requires a warm climate with plenty of sunlight. Pineapples do not ripen after they are harvested, so they must be picked at just the right time to ensure maximum sweetness and flavor. The long growth period, combined with the care required to cultivate them, explains why pineapples were once considered a luxury item in Europe and were often rented out for display at parties rather than eaten. Fact: 84. Giraffes have the same number of neck vertebrae as humans. Despite their long necks, giraffes have the same number of cervical vertebrae, 7, as most mammals, including humans. Each vertebra in a giraffe's neck can be over 10 inches, 25 centimeters, long, which allows them to stretch their necks up to 6 feet, 1.8 meters, in length. These elongated vertebrae provide the giraffe with a range of motion, enabling them to reach high branches for feeding. The giraffe's unique neck structure is also an adaptation for mating displays and combat, as male giraffes or bulls use their necks as weapons in a behavior known as necking. Fact: 85. A narwhal's tusk is actually a tooth. The narwhal, often referred to as the unicorn of the sea, has a long spiral tusk that can grow up to 10 feet long. This tusk is actually an elongated tooth that grows through the narwhal's upper lip. While the exact purpose of the tusk is still debated, it is believed to be used in mating rituals, for sensing the environment, or as a display of dominance. Narwhals are unique to the Arctic, and their tusks have fascinated people for centuries, inspiring legends and myths. Fact: 86. The largest living organism is a fungus. The largest living organism on Earth is not a whale or a tree, but a fungus. The Armillaria ostoya, commonly known as the honey fungus, covers an area of over 2,385 acres, 965 hectares, in Oregon's Malheur National Forest. This giant fungus is interconnected by a network of mycelial threads, and it's estimated to be over 2,400 years old. The honey fungus can cause significant damage to trees and plants, but it also plays a crucial role in the forest's ecosystem by breaking down dead organic matter. Fact: 87. Sharks are the only fish that can blink with both eyes. Unlike most fish, sharks have nictitating membranes, a type of protective eyelid, that they can close over their eyes. This membrane shields their eyes from damage during feeding or when encountering potential threats. The ability to blink with both eyes helps sharks protect their vision while hunting, giving them an edge over prey in murky waters. While some species of sharks roll their eyes back for protection instead of using a nictitating membrane, the ability to blink is a rare adaptation in the fish world, highlighting the unique sensory adaptations of sharks. Fact: 88. Venus is the hottest planet in our solar system, not Mercury. Although Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, Venus is the hottest. with surface temperatures reaching up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit, 475 degrees Celsius. Venus's thick atmosphere, composed mainly of carbon dioxide, creates an extreme greenhouse effect, trapping heat and preventing it from escaping back into space. The thick clouds of sulfuric acid that cover Venus reflect sunlight but also contribute to the intense greenhouse effect, making the planet inhospitably hot. Venus's extreme temperatures and hostile environment offer a stark contrast to Earth, despite being our closest planetary neighbor. Fact: 89. A shrimp's heart is located in its head. In shrimp, the heart is located in the thorax, which is right behind the head, and is often mistaken as being in the head itself. The shrimp's circulatory system pumps blood through its body to supply oxygen and nutrients to various organs. Unlike humans, shrimp have an open circulatory system where the blood is not contained within vessels, but flows freely in the body cavity. This unique arrangement is common in many invertebrates, enabling shrimp to thrive in aquatic environments. Fact 90. A jiffy is an actual unit of time. While we often use jiffy to mean a short amount of time, it actually has a scientific definition. In physics and chemistry, a jiffy refers to the time it takes light to travel 1 centimeter in a vacuum, which is approximately 33.3564 picoseconds, 1 trillionth of a second. The term is also used in computing to represent the length of one cycle of the computer's clock, or the time between 2 consecutive ticks of the system timer, which is often around 1/60th of a second. So the next time someone says they'll be back in a jiffy, they might be referring to a very precise amount of time. Fact: 91. Kangaroos can't walk backward. Kangaroos are unable to walk backward due to the unique structure of their legs and tails. Their large, muscular hind legs are designed for jumping, not walking, and their feet are too long to allow for backward movement. Additionally, their thick, muscular tail acts as a counterbalance while hopping and provides support when they are standing, but it also prevents them from moving backward. This limitation is one reason why the kangaroo is featured on the Australian coat of arms, symbolizing progress and moving forward. Fact: 92. The wood frog can hold its pee for up to 8 months. Wood frogs, found in North America, have an incredible adaptation that allows them to survive harsh winter conditions. They can hold their urine for up to 8 months during hibernation. This process is crucial for their survival, as the urea in their urine is broken down into nitrogen, which protects their cells from freezing. When the frog's body partially freezes, the urea also helps prevent dehydration, allowing the frog to survive in a semi-frozen state until spring. Fact: 93. Octopuses can change their color and texture to blend in with their surroundings. Octopuses are masters of camouflage thanks to specialized skin cells called chromatophores, which contain pigments that can change color. They also have cells called iridophores and leucophores that reflect light differently, helping them mimic the colors and patterns of their environment. Moreover, octopuses can alter the texture of their skin using tiny muscle contractions, making it appear smooth, bumpy, or spiky to match rocks, coral, or seaweed. This ability to change both color and texture allows them to evade predators and surprise prey, showcasing their incredible adaptability. Fact 94. Polar bears have black skin. Polar bears have black skin beneath their thick fur, which helps them absorb and retain heat from the sun. Their fur is actually transparent and hollow, but it appears white because it reflects visible light. This unique adaptation allows polar bears to blend into their snowy environment, while their black skin maximizes the absorption of solar heat, helping them stay warm in the frigid Arctic climate. Combined with a thick layer of fat, these features make polar bears superbly adapted to their cold habitat. Fact 95. An eagle's eyesight is about 5 times sharper than a human's. Eagles have extraordinary vision, which is crucial for hunting. Their eyes are specially adapted to spot prey from great distances, and they have around 5 times more visual acuity than humans. Eagles can see a rabbit moving from nearly 2 miles away. They have a high density of photoreceptor cells in their retinas, and their eyes are positioned to give them binocular vision, which helps in depth perception. This exceptional eyesight allows them to detect even the smallest movements of their prey while soaring high in the sky. Fact: 96. Some turtles can breathe through their butts. Certain species of turtles, like the Australian Fitzroy River turtle and the North American eastern painted turtle, can perform a process called cloacal respiration, where they absorb oxygen through specialized sacs in their cloaca, a posterior orifice that serves both excretory and reproductive functions. This adaptation is particularly useful during hibernation, when they are submerged in cold water and cannot surface to breathe. It allows them to extract oxygen from the water while minimizing energy use, helping them survive extended periods underwater. Fact 97. The inventor of the frisbee was turned into a frisbee after he died. Walter Morrison, the inventor of the frisbee, had his ashes turned into a frisbee after his death in 2010. Morrison invented the frisbee in the late 1940s, originally calling it the Pluto platter and marketing it as a toy that could fly like a saucer. He sold the rights to Wham-O, which rebranded it as the frisbee. To honor his legacy, Morrison's family decided to have some of his ashes incorporated into a frisbee, allowing him to be remembered in a way that reflected his invention's playful spirit. Fact 98. There are more fake flamingos in the world than real ones. Plastic flamingos, often used as lawn ornaments, outnumber real flamingos worldwide. It is estimated that there are around 1 million real flamingos, while the production of plastic flamingos, since their invention in 1957 by Don Featherstone, has far exceeded that number. The plastic version has become an iconic symbol of American pop culture, particularly in suburban landscaping, and serves as a quirky reminder of human creativity and humor. Fact 99. Some metals explode when they come in contact with water. Certain alkali metals, such as sodium, potassium, and cesium, react explosively with water due to the release of hydrogen gas and heat. These metals have a single electron in their outer shell, making them highly reactive. When they come into contact with water, they lose this electron rapidly, creating a violent exothermic reaction that can cause the metal to explode. This property has been used in various chemical demonstrations and illustrates the incredible reactivity of these elements. Fact 100. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. A crocodile's tongue is attached to the roof of its mouth by a membrane, preventing it from sticking its tongue out. This adaptation helps protect the tongue when the crocodile is attacking prey, especially underwater. Unlike their close relatives, the alligators, crocodiles have a special valve called the palatal flap that closes off their throat, allowing them to open their mouths while submerged without swallowing water. And there you have it, 100 amazing facts that prove just how incredible and surprising our world really is. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating content. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and we'll see you in the next video.